When more than 300,000 NFL fans converged on downtown Detroit last April, there wasn't a football game in sight. But they came in record numbers. They came principally to see teams do administrative work, selecting possible additions to their rosters. And still, by all accounts, it was a smashing success. A completely different vibe from 1936, when team owners gathered at the Ritz-Carlton in Philadelphia for the league's first draft, an idea proposed by then-Commissioner Bert Bell, worried about the imbalance of power in the young league.
Really, the draft was the brainchild of Bert Bell, who was the commissioner of the league, strong ties to the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Eagles weren't real good in the mid-1930s. And he decided that we would have this amateur draft and would pick in reverse order of the standings.
The Eagles made Heisman Trophy winner Jay Berwanger the first number one pick in history. But when they couldn't match his reported demand of $1,000 a game, he walked away, never to play in the NFL.
Of the 81 individuals selected in that very first draft, 52 of them never played a down of professional football.
For comparison, last year's number one pick, Caleb Williams, signed a 4-year, $39 million deal. He'll never have to work any other job when he's done with football. From 36 to 1949, the draft moved around, hosted by the same city that was hosting the NFL championship, which is how Milwaukee's Schrader Hotel came to host the 1940 draft in December of 1939. The Chicago Cardinals selecting George Gafago of the University of Tennessee with their first pick. Representatives from 10 teams, including the Cleveland Rams, the Pittsburgh Pirates, and the Chicago Cardinals, came to the Schrader Hotel, now known as the Milwaukee Hilton, for that draft. They selected players for 20 rounds. It lasted just a few hours, and after it was over, the owners and the press went down the road to the Schlitz Brown bottle for a nightcap.
Professional football spectacle of the year brings a record crowd of 32,000 to Milwaukee's windswept fairgrounds.
The next day, the Packers would pummel the New York Giants at State Fair Park, claiming their 5th NFL title.
Packers ball again to Herbert, Green Bay halfback, who loops a pass to Larry Craig, who carries for 23 yards on the play.
The draft would rotate cities for the next 2 decades, including a stop in Chicago for the 1962 draft, where Vince Lombardi shared this obvious insight.
How important is the draft to an NFL team?
Well, I think it's the lifeblood of the team. I don't think you can play without the players, and the players, of course, are picked up in the draft.
The chalkboard, record-keeping, and the smoke-filled ballrooms were the unseen trappings of the draft until 1980, the year that draft was first televised by ESPN. That was a game changer, even in 2020, when COVID forced the draft to be conducted in Roger Goodell's man cave.
Not only did the show become a phenomenon, but the show within a show became a phenomenon, and the fist bumping and the chest bumping and the jerseys with the guy's name on it being at the ready to hand out and all of that stuff.